The Urban Farmer, powered by Organics Limited. Right guys, so today I'm here with Sven verwiel from Barefoot Soulutions, and we're talking about all thing worms. Sven, you've been telling me about this vermicompost, basically a compost that you make, or a liquid that you get after you let the worms break down foods, and this is really good for your plants, and you've promised to show me how it's done.
Yeah, so worms are part of any healthy ecological system, and when you look at healthy soils, there's so many types of worms in there, you know, up to thousands of types. Today we're going to be focusing on red wrigglers, which is decomposting worm.
Right.
It's not indigenous to Kenya at all. There's a European type, there's an American type. So we're going to be focusing on that worm because that's the worm that gives you vermicompost in the form of liquid and in the form of worm castings.
Okay, so
yeah.
We're ready?
Absolutely.
Let's go and do this, man.
Right,
I really want to check it out.
Over here.
So this is what? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 crates.
6 crates.
So in this, Sven, you're trying to tell me you have like thousands and thousands of worms.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the numbers, but probably more like hundreds of thousands.
Hundreds of thousands.
Probably, yeah.
in these
in
4
this
boxes.
little system, yeah.
Okay, this I got a siege. All right, let's do it.
In general, the layer of food you put in these systems can be no bigger than about ½ an inch.
Okay.
Worms take time to eat their food. These red wrigglers, and that's the biggest reason we use them, is they can consume their own body weight every single day in food waste.
Wow.
Worms hate, or red wrigglers hate citrus.
Okay.
They don't like onions and garlic.
Okay.
They don't like fats, right? So you can't put any of your meats and fish in here. Yeah, so it has to be mostly vegetable and fruit scraps.
Is it just red wrigglers that don't like citrus, or is it all worms?
No, there'll be worms that can deal with those foods, but grains they love, most fruit they love, most vegetables they love, coffee and tea grounds, all our coffee and tea go into here.
Okay.
Paper, cardboard, leaves, they love it.
Let's do that.
There we go.
Wow.
Now what you're holding looks a bit like perfect soil, doesn't it? But actually what it is, it's worm castings. So
this is worm poo?
Yep.
All of this?
All of it. And if you smell it, it should smell really earthy and healthy.
That's very earthy.
So things to check for, and the reason why we're comparing the different bins is you always want to look at your water content, right? It wants to feel like a sponge that's been wrung out. If it's too dry, the worms will die.
Okay.
If it's too wet, the worms will die. The other thing that's wrong in here is eggshells. Eggshells are fantastic in wormeries, but they need to be crushed up. Right, so basically I wanted to show you guys an example of what's not good in a wormery. This tray has obviously been neglected for a while. There's no bedding, there's hardly any worm casting, there's hardly any worms. I mean, there's worms, but because this one was at the bottom and it wasn't exchanged often enough, basically what had happened is a lot of the moisture was trapped in this one.
Right. Does it kill off your worms as well when you get it to this?
It can, but I've never killed worms by having too much water. Okay. I've killed worms by leaving them in the sun. But wormeries should not be in the sun is another reason I've built a roof for it. They shouldn't be in the rain, they shouldn't be in the sun. The most important thing in a wormery is airflow, and that's the reason we use these crates. For a non-commercial homesteading system, these are the best.
Let me ask you that question now. Why shouldn't I just compost and put all this food matters and everything in my compost where I know the worms are going to come anyway?
You can compost your food waste, but food waste has got so little nitrogen in it. So as a nitrogen source, it's actually much more beneficial to worms rather than to a compost pit.
Right.
So at the bottom of our system, we've got the sump,
right,
which collects all the liquid. All it is it's the same crate, it's a bit of plastic, and it's got a tap on it. But basically, you know, I open the tap and I fill up these bottles, and as long as you keep these bottles in a cool, dry place, you can keep them for up to 2 months, 3 months time. The reason this is becoming such a hot topic is because even the large-scale farmers in East Africa, I'm talking very large-scale farmers, are starting to see the benefits of vermiliquid and vermicomposting.
Okay, and that's something that you can do at home with 5 or 6 little...
This is a couple hundred
crates.
shillings a litre, and the worm casting, I mean the worms themselves cost about 2,000 bob a kilo nowadays, so do the math.
So all you entrepreneurs out there, this could be a business.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, I'm excited, Sven.
Let's move on.
I want to see how you put this together, and I want to go and make my own one at home because I want to apply it in my garden.
Yeah.
And see the difference.
Sure. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.